Hi Virgo, welcome to your April 2022 astrological forecast. So the big news for you is Venus and Mars are moving into Pisces, your opposite sign. Okay, but up until that point, let me get to this, okay? Mars is still in Aquarius up until like the 14th, then it moves into Pisces. And Venus is still in Aquarius up until the 4th, but then it moves into Pisces like on the 5th, okay? So you still have Venus and Mars for a short period of time in your 6th house where you have the sign of Aquarius. This is your house of like employment, the kind of work that you do, your co-workers, where you work, your work schedule, the very building that you work in. It's also your house of health, your house of service, and your house of small pets. It's your everyday schedule, but it's like your personal schedule, like your routine that you do, hygiene and whatever, taking vitamins and all this stuff, exercising or whatever. So, Saturn is still here too. So, I'd have to say that you're very health conscious anyways. Most Virgos are. Pay attention to their health. So, that could be something that you're improving on right now with Mars here. It does make you very physically energetic. Venus here, since like last month and just these few days at the beginning of April, makes you a little bit attracted to sweets, wanting to overdo it a little bit, and pastries or candy or something like that, or just overeating possibly. But having Mars here, it does, again, like I said, make you physically energetic. So you could be doing something right now that maybe you slacked off on for a little while. Maybe you weren't able to get to it, as far as like exercising or running or riding a bike or walking or something physical that you do to stay in shape. As far as the workplace goes, Venus here brought about like a nice camaraderie, more or less, among you and your co-workers. Maybe you had a chance to beautify your area wherever it is that you work. If you don't work at all or you work out of your home, same thing. Your whatever kind of work that you do, there was a little bit of an aspect of Venus in there, beautification, something artistic, something pretty about whatever it was, this eye appeal or something, whatever it was that you were doing. Having Mars here, though, it does make you not really want to compromise on a lot of things in regards to work. There could be someone that you work with that wants the same things that you do, or doesn't want the schedule that you want, or wants the assignment that you have, and vice versa, blah, blah, blah. So could be something like that, but I think this is actually a good thing, that you're more or less standing up for yourself. Having Saturn here does make someone in the workplace a real pain in the ass. Could be even your boss, but it could be a coworker, and if it's neither one of those, it's just company policy that's really stifling anymore, and it could be it could have been brought about because of the pandemic or something, but maybe they're in overkill, they're just went over the top way too much, and it's very stifling to not just you but your coworkers too. So it's hard to adhere to this kind of policy, and it makes it hard to do your job, right? So anyway, so Venus starts off pretty much the month in Pisces on the 5th, okay, in your 7th house of close relationships, where you already have Neptune and Jupiter transiting, okay. Then Mars will move here like on the 14th, okay. So it'll be here into next month, and your 7th house is the house of romantic relationships, partnerships, business partnerships, close friends. This is also the house of arrangements or agreements of any kind that sometimes come with a written contract. This is the house of lawyers, okay, competitors even though, and open enemies. Many, many things, okay, but you know, having Jupiter here does open up a lot of possibilities to make new, close friendships or relationships. It brings you opportunities to expand, let's say, even in romance, you know, or business. You know, you could meet a really good business partner at this time. Because Neptune's here, though, a lot of times you don't see things very clearly. If you are having to deal with contracts and especially a lawyer, something legal, some kind of legal matter, I would take whatever written work that someone has given me that they want me to sign home, you know, and really pore over it and actually have someone else read it with me, someone whose advice I would want, you know, someone that gives good advice, you know, have them look over your paperwork, because as long as Neptune is in your 7th house, you're really not going to, you could feel it, you know, you could feel there's something wrong, but you can't pinpoint what it is. But that you may feel that someone's keeping something from you. A lot of times that's the case, okay? So with Jupiter here, it makes you kind of throw all caution to the wind, you know, and figure, oh, what the hell, you know. And this is exactly when you should really take more precautions. You know, you're going to have Mars here, okay? So Mars is the aggressive planet, right? Pisces is your opposite sign. Okay, when Mars is in the 7th house, it's directly across from your sun in Virgo, rising sign, or whatever other planets that you have in Virgo. So it makes somebody very aggressive towards you at this time. Okay, someone could come at you in such a way that they really are trying to force you into some kind of arrangement or agreement. And it could be, like, again, on paper, and they want you to sign some kind of document or something like that. You know, like I said, that's when you put that off or have someone else review it with you. 7th house is also the house of open enemies and competitors, and this is like when they start acting up. You know, if you have a business that you run, you know, yourself, you own your own business, you know, that the competition could be after your business, you know, your customers or your clients or something like that. If you're romantically in competition with someone for, you know, someone else's affection, they could play dirty and stuff right now, you know. So you just really have to watch. This is someone, you know, being more aggressive to you than normal. This is a time when people come out of the woodwork to do stuff like that, push your buttons, try to get you to act up, especially in public, so you look like some idiot, you know, when they're the ones that are deliberately doing this, okay? They're the bad guy, not you. Okay, so anyways, the sun, though, is in Aries at the beginning of the month, up until the 19th, where you have Aries is your 8th house of shared resources, shared debt, other people's resources, and money. Passive money, money coming to you through means other than earning it. Okay, so the sun is here up until the 19th. Mercury is here up until like the 9th, 10th. It will move into Taurus after that. So, but both of these planets, Sun and Mercury, have been here since like at the end of April, I mean March, okay? And there's a new moon here, like on the 1st, and the effects of the new moon last a few days before, after, and during the new moon, okay? So, you know, you really don't have too much going on in this area except for these planets being here. So it's drawing your attention to, let's say, like debt, possibly, that you owe, bills that you owe, or money that should be coming in, money that you're waiting on. The new moon here does sometimes, like, shed a light, you know, in this area that possibly you do have money coming to you. They had no idea that you did, you know, or if you live in America, you know, we've got this tax time this month, right? So you could find out, doing your taxes, that you're actually getting something back this time, and possibly more than you expected. Okay. It could also be on the end of receiving like an inheritance or legacy, or some kind of legal settlement or insurance payout of some kind. But I'd have to say, simply because you have the planet Uranus in your ninth house of legal matters, the law, okay? And this planet governs very unexpected and, occurrences, right? So I would have to say, legal, as far as a legal settlement goes, you may find that you're part of a class action suit that you didn't even have to sign up for, okay? Because you had dealings with like a certain company or something or other, but that's another thing. Always look into before you do anything about it. Usually you don't have to do anything if it's legit, but I'd still really check it out if you receive some kind of information in the mail that you're part of some kind of settlement, okay? So anyway, so the sun does move into Taurus on the 19th, and Mercury moves into Taurus on the 10th, okay? And again, you already have the planet Uranus here. And Mercury is moving very fast, actually moves into Gemini on the 29th, and we'll cover that next month, okay? Just because it's like the last 2 days of the month, so it's not going to affect you too much, even though it does, because Mercury is also your ruling planet just as much as it is Gemini's ruling planet, right? But anyways, there's also another new moon on the 30th, and this one occurs during a partial solar eclipse, which means that the effects of this new moon are going to last much longer than it normally would, because it's energized by this eclipse. So this is occurring in your ninth house, okay? Your ninth house of long distance travel and communications and media and publishing, higher learning, contact with foreigners, or someone who lives at a distance, or people from a completely different culture than yours, okay? All kinds of possibilities here, but I believe that this is the house of adventure, okay? Having the planet Uranus here should have brought in at least one or two somewhere along the way. Okay, even if it's not physically that you were able to go somewhere, go on some like dream vacation, or visit a place that is very unusual. If you're one of those ghost hunter type people, the paranormal or something, maybe you're into something like that. Something like that could actually just drop in your lap. Totally out of the blue. Hey, maybe you'll see a UFO. I really don't know. But whatever happens around that new moon is a new beginning, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing in this area, okay? This is a media house. It's an internet house. So if you were thinking about doing something as far as like getting your own website or a podcast or a YouTube channel, you should have kind of like done that already by now. And if you haven't, I suggest that you start that this month. Okay, now there's a full moon on the 16th in Libra. Where you have Libra in your chart is your second house, okay, of earned income and possessions, okay? It's directly across from your 8th house of Aries, and I really don't think there's too much of a big deal going on with this full moon. It's just not like full moons are bring issues to the surface so they can be dealt with. So this might be about money. It's about money, it's about possibly trying to figure out what to spend the money on. Bills, or you still need stuff. You still need money to live, so maybe you're trying to figure out how much money to spend on bills and how much money to save, or how much money to put here, there, whatever. Okay. So, the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Virgo on the 12th, 13th, and 14th. And the best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign. And your opposite sign is Pisces, and those dates are the 25th, 26th, and 27th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, any kind of speculation or gambling, and anything to do with children is the 7th, 8th, 9th, 21st, and 22nd. The best time for money is the 1st, 2nd, 14th, 15th, 16th, 27th, 28th, and 29th. The best time for your career is the 5th, 6th, and 7th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 17th, 18th, and 30th. So I'd like to thank my subscribers for your continued support. And if you're new to my channel and you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and like and share it. And check out links below in the description box. And also check out my weekly forecast. Okay, so I will see you next week. Goodbye.